Hello guys.
Hello everyone. This is Tatiana. My South African babes have already given me a name, so you can also call me Palissa or Mbali.
Where do you come from?
I'm coming from the US. I'm from down south in Mississippi, and I've been in South Africa since September the 11th, and I absolutely love it, and I'm looking to make it my new home, you guys. So yes.
So, are you happy to be here so far? How's the experience?
It's been beautiful. I feel right at home since I've been here. I've been from Soweto to Mopane to Sandton to Durban to Bilansburg Safari. So this is my first time making my way up to Pretoria, and hopefully I get to visit in Limpopo, because I haven't been to Limpopo yet.
Guys, keep watching because there are still some more questions that I'm still going to ask her, so you don't want to miss all this. Keep watching. What you know about this place?
Yeah, so it's definitely a spot I wanted to see here in Pretoria. As you know, we have the Afrikaners here in South Africa, also known as the Boers. So this monument pretty much commemorates the great trek that they did from Cape Colony, also referred to the Cape of Good Hope today, right? So they did a great migration from that part of South Africa to inward up toward northward of South Africa due to tensions between the Dutch and the British and the Anglo War that transpired during that time period in the 1800s.
So to my Africans, to my South African people, if you didn't know anything about this place, here is the lady from America. She has just given you the education. If you need more information, let me know, and then I'll hook you up with her, and then she will teach you more about this place.
Or
Hello guys, we have just arrived at the monument, that's Fort Tracker. You know, it is my first time to be here. It took this lady here for me to be here, this one here.
Look, even though he is a South African from Limpopo, this is his first time here in Pretoria to this monument.
Can you imagine? It took the international for the local to visit this place for the first time. But what can we do?
Yes.
Yeah, so
this is Jaco and Henriette. We do the living lager here at the Fort Tracker Monument, and the whole purpose here is the lager formation that you can see with the wagons here, how it was done in the early 1830s when the Groot Track started. We do a lot of things here for the children just to preserve a little bit of our culture, and our wagons is still original. This wagon particularly behind me is 112 years old.
My goodness.
And so yeah, there's
Not even half that age yet.
Yeah, and there's two different type of wagons, just to point it out to you. The big migration, the Groot Track, was done with wagons like that one there. That is Caribbean wagons, very light and can be taken apart, and then the big truck was done with. Then obviously they had to go and travel over very rough terrain. So it's a very light wagon. It can't take very much in weight.
Yeah.
Then in the late 1840s, the transport wagons was developed. These wagons that you see in the rest of the lager, primarily for transporting goods and bringing all the stuff that was imported from Europe, because we didn't have shops and anything here available. So everything had to be imported from Europe, brought to a harbor, and then it had to be transported inland to where the small communities were established and farms was established, so that they could have things like sugar and salt and in spices and all these things that we take for granted today.
Yeah.
All those things had to be imported, and it was done then with transport wagons like this.
Hello guys, we are in the car with Tatiana, the YouTuber from the States.
Yeah.
I'm showing her around. Stick around. What have you learned so far?
Oh, a lot. Like I told him, I've been to so many places since I've been here. This is my first time to Pretoria though. So I've been from Soweto to Mobanang to Pilanesberg. We've been all over this bar.
Yeah.
So he's gonna teach me or show me around some historical places here in Pretoria.
Yeah, right now I'm taking her to the church square. Okay. There are some historic backgrounds there. The time when she goes back, at least she'll have some background about South Africa and its history. So you don't want to miss the rest of this video.
Alright, see you later.
Ciao.
Ciao. Alright.
Guys, I'm showing Tatiana Pretoria. We are right at the church square. So I was just giving her some info about church square. What did you learn about church square?
A lot from him showing me the monument here of Paul Kruger and what pretty much happened to the church that's no longer here after the British arrived. So he showed me all these historical buildings that's within the area of the church.
This is church square, eh?
Church Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe one would ask, why is it called church square?
Yeah, why is it?
Yeah, because there is no church here.
You're right. I'm like, where's the church?
Yeah, in the early 1900s, in fact, in the late 1800s, there used to be a church right inside here.
In here?
Yeah, right inside the square.
What happened to the church?
You know, when the British came over to overthrow the government. You know, you've learned a bit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they came, it's like they took over from the Boers.
Yeah.
So when they came over, then this church was destroyed. This used to be the parliament.
That used to be the parliament?
The parliament building.
Okay.
Yeah. So Paul Kruger's office is in here.
Okay.
Tracks here.
Yeah.
In South Africa, we used to have trams. Yeah. So they were introduced in 1913.
Okay.
And then they were discontinued in 1939. Yeah. What is your name again?
It's Tatiana.
Tatiana. Where are you coming from? Which side of America do you come from?
I'm from the South, born and raised in Mississippi, so that's a deep South southern state. I think a few of my South Africans this far, after meeting so many people this far throughout the country, they're like, oh, we've heard of Mississippi.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were amazed because they don't see this side of America that's like the similar side of South Africans that are very open, very welcoming, that are easy to talk to. So we have a lot of that where I'm from down south, as opposed to like the culture in northern parts of the US or western or eastern part of the US. So yeah.
So how long have you been in South Africa already? When did you arrive?
I arrived here on September the 11th.
September already?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm like, y'all, these 3 months went by too fast. I need more time because it's about to be December.
Yeah.
So since I'm coming from the US passport, we're allowed to do 90 days, whether it's for tourism or business. So yeah.
And then when do you plan to go back?
I don't want to. So I've been here since, well, legally, right?
Yeah.
So from September the 11th to December the 10th, that makes 90 days that
Yes,
it's allowed.
okay.
So I still have a few more weeks and plan on venturing to other parts of South Africa that I want to see while I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. They just vlogged on my camera like
Yes.
him. I'm super simple.
Exactly.
So I like to just catch things in its simple, natural form. So
Move a bit. How do you find South Africa?
it feels like home.
serious?
Seriously.
Okay, you feel welcomed and stuff.
Yes.
And then before you came to South Africa, what was your perception? Honestly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So again, I'm very open-minded.
Okay.
As you can see from even when I was telling you about the monument we visited that you weren't even aware of, and you're South African.
Yes, you don't have to say that.
He was like, she's teaching me stuff about this monument that he didn't know. Only because I did a little bit of research, so I had an idea of what it is I was looking at history-wise.
Yeah.
He loves history. I love history.
Yeah.
And like I was telling him while we were chatting, if you don't learn from your history, you'll repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly. That was our little secret.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's something special about people, even like here in South Africa, and again, I'm from a deep South state, so we mesh really, really well when it comes to like the welcoming, warm, hospitable type of vibe, right?
Okay.
It makes you more open-minded to meeting new people. And because of me having that perception instilled from like my grandparents and everybody back in the States, that's how I'm really more open and not, biased like a lot of people would tend to see the African continent in general,
Okay.
So, yeah.
But what are those perceptions that you
Heard
people had?
back in the States.
Yeah.
So again, you guys know, unfortunately, back in the States, people tend to think the entire African continent just is like, people walking around roaming with lions, and not realizing that the entire African continent is 3 times the size of the United States. So you have different countries, different cultures, different languages all throughout the entire continent.
Can you please take this message to your Americans, please?
Yes.
Because, we are not living with animals. The animals, we find them in the zoos and in the game parks and stuff like that. And then encourage them to watch most of the African vlogs. There are so many YouTubers that are showing Africa.
Yeah. Remember this too, if you do watch other YouTubers or other people vlog their experience, be mindful that may not be your experience if you decide to go and venture out on your own too. So take what you learn and apply that wherever you go in life. Yeah.
In terms of our food, how are you finding our food?
Really, really good. It's more natural here. I feel a lot healthier since I've been here.
Yeah.
Because I was telling him back in the States, a lot of stuff are banned even in European countries because they use so much like GMO, genetically modified, products, or a lot of processing in food products back in the States compared to other countries abroad. So things here are more natural, it's more organic. So, yeah.
If you were to find a job in South Africa, will you take it, and will you stay in South Africa?
Definitely.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see, what I want to. I love meeting, traveling and stuff of that aspect, and then maybe go into real estate investment or something like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you feel at home in South Africa?
Yeah, feel right at home.
Trying to think of some other questions. I had so many questions. I had so many questions.
Really?
But now they just
leave your brain.
Yeah.
I'll leave you.
I'm sure you've heard about the crime in South Africa. What did you hear about South Africa?
So
in terms of crime?
Yeah. So if you look up statistics, they tend to say like when it comes to like women violence, I did see like if you just Googling in general regarding like violence against women, or a lot of assaults being highest. But again, just like back in the States, you also have places that are can be considered really, really dangerous as well. Back in the States, you just may not hear about it. But in spite of what the media has said this far, I feel a lot safer here than I do back in the States since I've been here in South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, to be honest with you, I don't say there is no crime or anything.
Definitely.
It's just that, when things are portrayed out there, it looks like, we can't even walk on the street because...
Even when I was walking through the CBD in Joburg, I was completely fine the whole time when I was walking with my friend Nick.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I saw you were so relaxed, nice, and so, wow, she's so brave.
And that's the thing too, if you go into any, and definitely be aware of what, the advice that especially the locals will give you. But if you go with the mentality of being just completely fried, thinking the worst, then the worst is bound to happen. So I always go with like an open, more positive mindset and just be mindful of what's going on in the area as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How is life in America compared to South Africa? Social life.
So it's not so much social, everyone's just more so go, go, go. versus having the time here to sit down, smell the roses, you know, go outside, meet people, and try to build like genuine relationships, versus it being more just like capitalistic or opportunistic back in the States, if that kind of makes sense sometimes. Not all, of course, but like I told you, it depends on what part you're facing. So if you're going somewhere like California or Hollywood, it's more like busy, city, and just building connections based off, you know, just that, you know, instead of building more like genuine type of connections.
And then
like we would be down south.
But what is the cost of living since you arrived in South Africa?
Again, so the same way, because remember, South Africa is really developed. I don't think people realize that. Like you were saying, even Cape Town is like the Europe of South Africa, right? So it could be deemed pretty expensive. So for example, only because I think I used the platform Airbnb. So for a month, it was about 1,500 USD.
For a month?
Yeah, that was only because it was Airbnb.
1.5?
Yeah, 1.5. So in Rand, as you know, I wrote it on my phone because someone was asking me on another video how much.
It's about close to 30,000.
Yeah, I think so. So that's times 17. So yeah, that's 25,000.
25,000.
Yeah, Rand.
So you spent.
Only because I did Airbnb, for example, when I was actually talking to some locals, they told me they were actually only paying like 8,500 Rand. So that's 500 USD. So I was paying 3 times the amount on pretty much a universal platform called Airbnb. So I was better off doing a direct stay with the actual property rather than go through Airbnb platform, because it's like 3 times the amount. But definitely I would say, you know, without question, the cost of living here would be a lot better compared to the States. But definitely you also have some places that can be a little bit more pricey, because again, you have developed places like here in Joburg and also like in Cape Town, for example.
So you spent 25,000? You spent 25,000?
For a month, yes.
For a month?
Yeah. You surprised? You need to see receipts.
No, I believe you. I believe you.
And look, where we're speaking, you're saying like water development. So you heard of Midrand, Kikuyu Estates and Midrand. So yeah, after paying that amount, mind you, they had like a major water crisis in that area. So like out of that month's time, like 5 days straight, the water, so you couldn't like shower, and the water was out, and they were kind of having a few days throughout that entire month stay where they were kind of having issues with the water. But because it's Airbnb's platform.
Is it because coming from the dollar land, and then when you spend here, you don't feel it?
No, that's a good amount, especially for a month, because that's usually how much a 1-bedroom would, because of inflation now. In the U.S., the cost of living has spiked as well. Because of COVID, that's pretty much everyone across the globe has been pretty much impacted by that, right? Yeah. So a cost of living, a cost of food, everything skyrocketed. So usually back then in the States, a 1-bed would be around like $900, $800. But now it's about $1,400 for a 1-bedroom back in the States. Yeah, so it'll be around like 25,000 Rand.
Sure.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good,
all right,
Good work.
No,
yeah, we are shooting a video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video. It's for YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, that was offended.
Yeah.
By this.
Yeah, sure, browse it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, hey. Keep up my name. I have a TV.
Yeah.